let's talk a bit about biases in podcasting. These sneaky biases can shape how we present information and how our listeners perceive it. Let's break down the most common biases and how to avoid them. First, we have confirmation bias. This is when we seek our information that confirms what we already believe. To avoid this, try to include guests and topics that challenge your views. Next, we have selection bias. This happens when we only choose topics that appeal to our core audience, ignoring other perspectives. Aim for a mix of voices and subjects to give a fuller picture. Narrative bias is when we oversimplify complex issues to tell a good story. Balance storytelling with accuracy to keep our content truthful. Authority bias means giving too much weight to experts or well-known figures. Remember to also consider less famous voices. Anchoring bias is relying too much on the first piece of information you find. Make sure to research thoroughly and consider multiple sources. The availability heuristic is focusing on recent or sensational information because it's easy to recall. Dig deeper to provide a well-rounded view. Framing effect is how we present information which can influence our audience perception. Be careful with your wording to avoid misleading your listeners. Survivorship bias is focusing only on success stories, ignoring failures. Highlighting both gives a more realistic picture. To combat these biases, be aware of them. Diversify your sources, question your assumptions, and strive for balance. Thank you for listening to this podcast. This recording is part of the Erasmus Plus project Window Youth, co-founded by the European Union.